Good morning, y'all. Miracle Rising. Happy Wednesday, the 8th. It looks like Trump didn't do it. Good thing. Good thing. Good gracious. You know, I was thinking about it when I was just taking a shower, getting ready for work. I was like, it's so unique to me that we live in a country, we live in a world that you get up, you get ready for work, you head to your 9 to 5, you head to whatever grind you about to hit, right? Whatever that looks like for you. And you get lost in your thoughts, you get lost in your internal notations of things, and you fail to forget how blessed we are. How blessed we are. Because there are people in this world right now that had to take it upon themselves to create barricades of themselves on bridges and different things of that in reference to Iran, in reference to the threats that were being put out by Donald. I hope it's okay I call him Don, you know? And so while we're getting up, we're starting our day, we're about to hit the grind, hit the consumerism, go buy, go spend, go judge, go live this lifestyle and compete and compare and judge and be jealous. We're all about to go do it, do the dang thing. And we got people in this world, other brothers and sisters or brothers and sisters of us, having to take measures like that to protect their land, to protect their life. And they're willing for their lives to be taken, for the principle, for the cause, for their land. I feel that. And that's kind of how it goes when you step into your truth, you're advocating for what's right and wrong, your morals, your values, your ethics, your standards, your boundaries, your inner knowing, your faith, your religion, your relationship with God. You take it to the ground. You willing for your life to be taken from it. And that's kind of what's in the Bible. You know, Christians get crucified. I mean, it's all, everything we're walking through right now is all in the Bible. It really is, which is just crazy, to tell you the truth. And to say we're not on the brink of different things in reference to, you know, a revolution, to a new world, in reference to Judgment Day, in reference to all these different things that you want to shape it, spin it, run it. We're just on the brink of something. That's for sure. We all know it. It's pretty evident. You can't run from that. And so it really was quite interesting to me, because here I am getting ready to start my day, hit my grind. And there's people in the same world that I live in having to stand on a bridge to protect it based off what the United States was threatening. And if you don't see anything wrong with that, I don't know how to change your ways and your methodical thinking. And I appreciate where you're coming from, and you're entitled to where you're coming from. But what I need you to understand is you're just holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back by holding that kind of hate in your heart, holding that kind of comparison in your heart, holding that type of judgment in your heart, holding that type of godlike role in your heart, saying that your life means more than theirs. And if you want to shape it in reference to everything that they did to us and killing all this stuff, you can't base it off that, because 95% of everything we're hearing, whether it's about the nuclears, whether it's about everything that they did to killing people, this and that, it's untrue. It's completely untrue. It's false. It's all made up. It's all made up to create a distraction from people, to where people carry a hardened heart and they think, oh, these people they deserve to die. But the truth is, anyone in the sphere of anything that sits here and says that so-and-so and so-and-so deserves to die, so-and-so and so-and-so is evil, so-and-so and so-and-so is this, you need to hold up to the mirror to whoever's saying that. Because generally speaking, people that move in an operating Christian-like nature, they don't talk like that. So-and-so and so-and-so is broken. So-and-so and so-and-so needs to be some healing. So-and-so and so-and-so needs God. Excuse me. And that's just the truth. You know, it just is. And so it's something that came to me when I was just taking a shower, because it just breaks my heart. The news was on, and you know, you have all these people in the administration men and women, and they just get behind a podium and all they do is lie. They just lie. It's so easy for them, and it's so crazy to me. Just how much they've just completely stepped outside of their soul, of the reality of what's right and wrong, and thinking that in this reality, in this world, there's not going to be any repercussions to it. Whether you're in a prominent position of power, whether you carry a lot of wealth, whether you consider yourself, a really high standing citizen compared to the peons, at the end of the day, you're still human like all of us, and you still carry blood like all of us, and we're all, made the same. And so to think that you have been given this green light to manipulate, distract, lie, take other people's lives in your hands, for whatever greater good you've put inside that head of yours, to think that there's not going to be any repercussions here on earth, whether that be with you, your children, your generations to come, is, kind of oxymoron, truthfully. Again, agree to disagree, but you do reap what you sow in many facets. In many, many facets. People don't understand that. You can always tell. This is something that came to me yesterday whenever I went last night to get my son and I watched Matilda last night. I fell asleep towards the end. I love that movie. It's such a classic. I resonate with it. Bless Matilda. Bless her little heart. We're a lot. Everybody's a Matilda in their own way. And what happens is we go through this world and we're treated like Matilda, and then we get a bitter heart, we get a hardened heart, we get an angry heart, we get an oh me, oh my heart, a pity party heart. And then we go into this world and we, create loopholes, we lie, we steal, we kill, we destroy, because we feel as though, based off things that we've been through, we have the right to do that. And that's what happens, and it's a vicious circle. But where I'm trying to get to is, something came to me. You can tell the caliber of a person. This is something that I've started picking up in the recent months. You can tell a caliber of a person with the wealth or the abundance that they have created for themselves, based off if it was kind of in a righteous way, and if it was in a dirty way. And what I'm saying is like, for example, in reference to small companies, big companies, corporations, the entertainment biz, the political arena, there are good people. Very, very many good people that have a lot of money, that have a lot of wealth, that have a lot of abundance, and they've acquired it in a good way. Now, was everything dotted and crossed and all this? Maybe not so. It's very difficult to do that in this world. They've kind of created it that way. However, you can tell that they led into it with a righteous heart, meaning they give back to their community, meaning they do what's right in reference to how they conduct their business to the best of their abilities, and they evolve and they grow and they learn. And so you can tell within that. And then if you have somebody on the other side of the fence, where say they've acquired their wealth and their abundance, and they feel as though they are above people, and they are more of an ego role. They carry an ego role in reference to they are more upstanding in reference to, well, because I have this wealth, because I have this abundance, I am above these people and I have the right to cast stones. And so there's a little bit of a difference there in reference to things that I've been picking up. It's like, for me, for example, like, again, agree to disagree. I know a lot of people ain't gonna feel this way, but this is kind of how I roll. If you step into like the six figures range, the 7 figures range, like, and you start making that type of money, I don't understand why you wouldn't go ahead and slap into building a nonprofit, or, just giving back to your community in the way that you can. Why wouldn't you do that? You don't need that much money to have a good life. You just don't. You don't need that much money to have a good life. And so often enough, there's so many people in this world that walk amongst us that have an abundance of money, and they don't give back, but they're not understanding that when you do that, you're not allowing yourself to reap the fruits of your labor, in reference to feeling better about yourself. Like, you feel good when you give back. You feel good when you do the right thing. It makes you feel good inside. And so until we start getting more people on the bandwagon of doing things that make them feel good inside, they're going to keep walking amongst us not feeling good, and they're going to keep pouring out hate. They're going to keep pouring out negativity. They're going to keep pouring out propaganda and talking points and manipulation. It's just a part of the vicious circle. And it's